on how they played and what they did?
Just by name, yeah, just by name. I didn't watch him play, but I met him, afterwards, and I had a chance to talk to them. But I never saw them play.
Nick, can you talk about their physical play in their home games so far in this series, and the way you guys reacted to that? What do you expect from them tonight?
Yeah, I think they're going to come out again with a good push. I think they're going to be a desperate team, especially early on in the game. Might have try to get a good forecheck going. We just have to keep our composure. When things like that happen, and you have to control the puck and have a chance to make the good plays with it.
It's exciting. At the same time, it's not going to be an easy game at no point. They're going to be playing extremely hard. They don't want to lose in front of their crowd again. So I think that's going to be making it a little bit tougher tonight. But I think it's exciting, ready to get going. But, we know it's a tough, really tough task ahead.
Do you guys talk about the fact that okay, this is it tonight, or I know Mike was saying the other day, kind of approach it like it's just another game.
Yeah, you kind of have to approach it like it's another game, but everybody kind of knows that what's at stake here. There's not a whole lot of talk about it. Just kind of going through our business.
You've been here before, obviously. How different does it feel for you this year? Just because you've played such a more prominent role.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, just because I'm playing a little bit more and contributing more, I think. But it's still just as exciting as last year to be in this kind of situation. Having a chance to win again. And
one last question for me. Obviously, everybody says, well, they'll play their best, they'll be desperate tonight. It's not like they haven't been throughout the series, correct?
Yeah, they've been great, especially at home, and we know that they're going to be awesome again here. And it's an opportunity for us to play our best and get a chance to win. So what do you think it's in the tournament a little bit?
At the same time, like you can't look back at what you've done last year. It's a totally different team. Definitely over there, so it's a new game. So I don't know. It should be exciting.
Does the mood change for you guys when the cup is finally in the house? When does it, and there's a chance that you can claim it tonight?
No, I don't think it changed. I hope not, I should say, because if it changed, if you start to think, are we going to win or not, we're not going to win for sure. We're going to think of what we have to do out there. If it happens, it happens. I know we're one step closer, but we haven't done anything yet. Still win 4 games, we only won 3. So I really hope everybody is here, and I think we will pull off our best game through the year.
What do you expect to see from them tonight, and what have you learned over the last 2 games in this building that you can put into play tonight?
I learned they're a really good team here. Obviously on the road too, but here they're hard to beat. When they get the match up like they wanted, and they're hungry, and the crowd behind them, it's for sure it's going to be a tough one tonight.
If you had to put your finger on maybe 1 or 2 things that would be the key to tonight's game, what do you think they'd be?
Obviously, like every game, no turnovers through neutral zone, put a lot of pucks to the net, and value for rebounds. That's going to be some nice goals out there. It's going to be ugly.
What do you think of when you think about holding the Stanley Cup?
Exactly.
Yeah. How much motivation is that?
It's a motivation for sure. That's what we play for, obviously. But right now, I'm not thinking about it.
Not moving out the door after the season.
I hope not. It's still feel good, still feel young, and when you kind of get to these cup runs and you go through these battles and you have these younger guys pushing, it really motivates you. And it's a long year, but when you're at this stage here of the season and playoffs, I think everyone feels like a kid again.
What do you think about maybe winning a 5th cup? That says something. I don't know if you're superstitious or not. So.
No, I'm not really superstitious. I follow routine. We know what's at the end there if we can get that next victory. But like I was just saying, I think the benefit of being in this point before, it's about knowing what you have to do, not get too far ahead of yourself. So I think I'm allowing myself to kind of, and I'm sure the other guys as well, just kind of prepare like it's another game. And obviously it's a lot bigger than just another game, but you kind of have to approach it that way. And then as the game progresses and moves along, and when the horn goes and the game's over, then we'll see what happens. But it's a matter of making sure you're prepared to go and not get too far ahead of yourself.
What's it like to hold the Stanley Cup? At the end.
It's like a big sigh of relief to a certain degree. I mean, you're excited, you want to celebrate, you want to have fun, but at the same time, it's like, the grueling grind is over, and you know, what you kind of realize pretty quickly when you are able to celebrate what all the fuss and what all the practicing and, you know, things that you do in the gym and whatnot was all about and what it was for. And when you realize that at the end of the day that it was worth it, you know, it just, everything kind of comes together and clicks. So, you know, we're hoping to keep doing that, but we got to worry about this game first.
Team be a champion again?
No, right now we're just focused on the game in hand there, the game that's coming up. We know we have to be prepared to play a good, solid game, so our focus right now is on the game.
Nick, is that different from '97? Like, do you know not to get caught up in it now? Is it different knowing?
Yeah, I think you know that we haven't won anything yet. I think that's in the back of our minds that we still have to get that fourth win to win it all. I think that's our main focus. That's something that we talked about, that we have to remain focused and win another game.
Nick, last year you came in here and won. You know, a different scenario. You came off heartbreaking overtime loss. Having been there, done that, does that help even at least a little bit coming into tonight?
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but you still have to be prepared for whether you're coming off of the loss or a win. You know, it's a brand new game again. We know they're going to be a desperate team, so it's something you have to be prepared for.
Can you talk about how blessed you feel to have this
No, it's something that I'm very proud of, to have 4 Stanley Cup rings, and it's something that you don't think about every day, but when people bring it up, it's something I cherish a lot and very proud of. So it's a good feeling to have a chance to win another one.
Is it hard not to think about that going into tonight?
You're so focused on that game that you want to win that game. You're just thinking about what do you have to do to win the game tonight.
Do you have an idea and a sense of you're a historian of where they're going to put you in hockey history?
I have no idea. I know a lot of players in Montreal back in the 70s won a lot of the Stanley Cups, and the Islanders had success in the 80s, so I haven't really thought much about that at all.
Nick, in your previous 4 wins, at what point during the game do you start thinking about all the cups in the building, or we're close? When do those thoughts start to creep into your head?
You try not to think about that because you're so focused on winning the game. The game in here last year, they're only 1 goal away from tying the game up, so you're just so focused down to the last few seconds, and that's been the case in other games as well that we won. That you have to keep that focus until it's over.
In a way, is it easier on the road to do that without your home crowd? And if you're getting close, obviously the crowd would get a little antsy.
No, I think it is the same kind of focus that you have, whether you're on the road or you're at home. I don't think that matters a whole lot.
Are you superstitious, Nick? Are you afraid to talk about what if and what might happen?
Yeah, I try not to think like that. I try to put that in the back of my mind and just focus on what we have to do.